y'all. Welcome back to Steph's Crafty Space. So glad that y'all joined me. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get updates whenever I post a new video. Let's go ahead and get started. So today we are in my wellness planner. So we are going to be planning for the week of the 10th through the 16th. Now, I have decided to try something different. It's kind of going around on Instagram and YouTube and such for planners like us. And I'm also kind of looking at how long it was taking me to do my videos. And I decided for our sake that I would be doing a little something new. So this is from various different books that I got from somebody. So this is all kinds of like wellness and health and fitness things. And then this is the wellness book from the newest release. So these are the two things that I used. But I decided to make a copy of my wellness planner, put it under wax paper, so I could figure out exactly how I wanted to do things, and maybe, just maybe, it wouldn't take me quite as long to get a video out to y'all. So let's get started and see how this works. So I did this mirror at the top. Now this is the only thing, I'm going to kind of put this more where y'all can see it, is getting these off. Which is not as hard as what one would think. Okay, so I decided that I wanted to, I know it's February, I don't need this, right? So I decided I kind of wanted to just put it up here. And then I've been working on stretching. So with my fibro, and I just tore a hole in the wax paper. So using this may not be a good idea. And maybe that's why they don't glue it down so they can get underneath it. Okay, well my idea may not be the best, because I can't get this little stretchy girl off of here. Okay, I'm not gonna stress over that. I'm just gonna get another stretchy girl off of, and I can't get it off of this either. Today may not be my day, y'all. There we go. Okay, so I just want to lay her down like right over here. Okay, now I like this green sticker. It says you are enough. And I have trackers for the different things that I'm trying to keep track of, with the exception of my medication and my vitamins. So I decided I like this. I put this down first when I was pre-planning, and then I came up with, okay, that's not going to work. So let me start top down. Okay, I'm okay with covering this up. But it's still, oh no, maybe this is, I swore I took a copy of, oh, but I have her over here, that's why. Okay, so, and on my pre-planning, it still didn't work out very well, but that's okay. It's all okay. Stickers are not stressful. When your stickers become a source of stress, you may want to rethink the whole thing. Okay, there we go. Now it's on there. So I got a habit tracker out of the journaling. That's where these came from. So out of this book, these two came from. So this is my morning meds and my night meds. So if you're new here, I have fibromyalgia. So there's a lot of things going on with me that I have to keep track of. And so that is what I'm using my wellness planner for. Let's see if this works out any better than the tweezers. So one of the things that I'm doing is keeping track of my food, basically everything I'm putting in my body, food, beverages, and then my symptoms, because when I go to the doctor and they ask me how I'm feeling, I may not remember all the things, right? Because there's a lot that goes on. So I have a tracker for that, which I will show you. And this has been a rough week for me because I had a flare-up, which has caused a lot of neck and shoulder issues. Issues, I say issues, but a lot of pain in my neck and my shoulders. For about a week, I have not been able to move my head at all to the left. So I can kind of move it to the right, but I've not been able to move it to the left. So that's kind of put a hamper on things that I wanted to do. And kind of messes with your mood a little bit too, you know, when you can't go and do the things that you had planned to do or wanted to do. You're in all this pain, and that's just not pleasant at all. So I've been dealing with that. I did go to the doctor today and got a different prescription. So I am praying and very hopeful that in the next day or two, I will feel back to my normal. I've had to accept that my normal is different than other people's normals, and that is okay. All right. So let me put this down here. And I don't like the way that like everything is square except for these. They need to be squared off because it doesn't feel right when you're putting this on there, and it's just not right. Okay, so I have that. Now, as many of you know, I do my nourishing over here. So this is where I track my food. This is where I track my beverages. And see how I did that little H2O sticker? So you don't have to always have them up and down because it takes up too much space for what I'm using it for. So I put it sideways, and I can still fill in the circles just as well sideways as up and down. So this is where I'm tracking my food, my beverages, and then on this side is my symptoms. So however I'm feeling that day. And then I also use this for what I'm feeling that day as well. And if I need extra paper, I just put in a half sheet or a whole sheet or whatever it is that I need for that day. Like when I had the flare-up start, you know, I started kind of keeping track of what was going on and all of those things. So this washi actually came with the wellness. It's the wellness that came out whenever it came out. I honestly don't remember, guys. So if you don't know anything about fibromyalgia, there's this thing called fibrofog, which is not pleasant. So basically it's where your brain just can't remember things. It is like, if I want to akin it to something, that's not even right. If I want to kind of compare it to something, it's almost like the beginning stages of dementia. And I know that because I'm taking care of my mother-in-law who has dementia. So sometimes we're both staring at each other like, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember anything. So I'm really not sure who's taking care of who sometimes, and that's okay. So that's kind of what it feels like. You know, I used to have a phenomenal memory. I could remember anything. And now it's like, better write it down. And that, my dear friends, is why I use a planner so religiously, because I know I'm not going to remember. And honestly, do we really need to have all that in our head? Because then it just bounces around with no place to go. And you kind of still feel incomplete. You know, you have these things bouncing around in your head and you're trying to remember, did I do it? Did I not? Did I write it down? Am I going to remember at the right time? So planners are amazing for all of those things. All right. So, I don't like those words up there, so I just use some of the washi because it's going to go with what I put here. And right here, I do use this for movement, so I do keep track of my steps. And now I'm going to start keeping track of my stretches, which is also a form of yoga. So because I want to feel like I'm doing productive things for my body, I'm going to call it yoga, because yoga is stretching, right? Yes. So I will always have steps, even if they are very few. So I'm going to walk it off across here. I am trying to be a lot more mindful of my steps. I have my Fitbit set to remind me to move every hour if I haven't reached a certain amount of steps, and sometimes I listen to it and sometimes I don't. I think the reason why this makes it faster is I am not flipping through the books and the pages trying to find what I'm looking for. So that time is better spent off camera, I think. At least until I get to be like a sticker book pro, where I can just, reach for the sticker book, flip to the page, put it down. I am not there yet. I love the women who are. I love the planners who, got their stuff sewed together, but also know that they've been doing it longer than I have, and they're different than I am. We're just different people. I may never get to that point, and that's not even my goal. So my goal is just to enjoy doing what I'm doing. My goal is to engage with all of you and just be the best that I can be. I am being me. Yes, there are some things that I may emulate from other planner babes because, well, it's a good idea. Kind of like this whole wax paper thing. That is a brilliant idea. And there's nothing wrong with using others' brilliant ideas. Okay, so I use this middle section for yay for me, lots of encouragement, things I can look at it and say, okay, I can do this. I can keep going. So that is what this section is for. And I just really wanted to cover this up. So I just kept it simple. All right. So this one says, well, let me peel it up real quick and then I can show you. So this one says, she who dares wins. And there are days when I just don't feel like, I had it over here. I just don't feel like doing anything. And it's the disease, illness, whatever you want to call it. But I have realized that I can't live my life like that. If I wait till I feel like doing it, it's never going to get done. So, because I am not one of those people who are incredibly blessed with the drive and desire to exercise. I am just not. I've tried so many things. One of my favorite things to do, that is a form of exercise. I don't do it for exercise. But I love to dance. I love to, especially with my husband, I love dancing with him. But as far as just getting up and dancing to music as a form of exercise, I've tried that and it is not the same. It is, once it becomes exercise, it becomes a turnoff. It becomes a chore. It becomes something that I have to do instead of something I enjoy. And I don't like it. And it just doesn't work for me as a form of exercise, which is sad. I wish that it did. And I wish I could find some magic something that made me go, oh my gosh, I absolutely love doing this for exercise. I do like going for walks. But again, as long as I'm not focusing on, and I'm not putting these stars down in the same exact way, and that's not the important part. I love taking walks, but the moment it becomes I'm taking a walk for exercise, it's less appealing. If I'm taking a walk because I want to get out and get in the fresh air and just, you know, kind of be one with God and all of that, that is fine and I like it. So it's all about my mindset and how I choose to, I don't know, look at things, trick myself, whatever it is, whatever it takes to get me up and moving, right? So that's my challenges. I do not like to exercise. And I never have. I have never been an exerciser. There are things that I've done because they were tolerable, and now my challenges are, you know, making sure that whatever exercising, movement, whatever that I am doing is not going to debilitate me later. It's not going to make me have a flare up to where now I can't move and I can't do these things. And so I think that also is a big issue for me. Because not being able to move is not pleasant at all. It's very hard and tough. It's like I was explaining to my kids, because I still have 2 boys that live at home. They're adults, but they're young adults. I mean, they barely account for adulthood, right? 20 and 22. But I was like, you know, I used to be the person who I repainted our entire house. I ripped the carpet up out of our living room and relaid wood flooring in our living room. And I mean, the whole thing. I trimmed out the baseboards. I put corner rounds. I laid the entire floor. I've painted. So I was so, okay, I guess I could call that exercise. But I was so able to do so many things for myself. And now I have to ask for help. Now I have to say, hey, I can't, you know, move this box, or I can't lift this, whatever it is. You know, is somebody going to be home anytime soon to help mom out? That's really hard. It's really hard to go from I am so self-sufficient to, yeah, I can't even move furniture. I can't do the things that I used to do. It's really difficult. So, any of you have fibro or any illness that kind of gets in the way of life, leave me a comment down below. I would love to just kind of touch base with you and, you know, see how you're doing and check up on you, because it is absolutely no fun to be in that situation. And unless you are, I think it's really hard for others to understand the struggles. Okay, well, I have talked through this entire plan with me about me. These, I'm really happy with this. I really, really am. These are how I'm going to make sure that I am doing this. So I will check off that I logged my food, my beverages, and my symptoms for the day. And right down here, I will write my steps and any other movement that I did. So I am really happy with the spread as well as this. Now this paper, I created the symptom tracker and printed it on the back of this. This is actually a meal planning, and it came from a meal planning paper pad that I got. And I decided, you know, I don't like a whole bunch of papers, and I am definitely all about front and back. So that's why I created and printed this on the back. So anyway, I think that's it. If you have not subscribed and you're kind of watching to see how it is, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye.